Hello my dear students, I hope you all are keeping well. I am Indrani ma'am, your geography teacher. Today I am going to start a new chapter, that is conventional sources of energy. You all have studied about this chapter in your 7th standard geography book. Now in this class, in class 10, you have to study the same but in a more and broader way. So first, we need to discuss what is the definition of conventional energy source. Number 1 point, it is the definition. So, the energy sources that has been used by human beings that are been tapped and are used abundantly, they are generally known as conventional energy sources. As an example, you can say coal, petroleum, natural gas and hydroelectric power. These all are come under this conventional sources of energy. Now, next is the most important, the characteristics of this energy source. So, number B, it is the characteristics. So, what are they? Number 1 characteristic is they are very limited in amount. Okay. So like coal, petroleum, if you can find, you cannot use it abundantly, though we are using it, but still they are very limited. Number 2, due to the use of this energy, the environment may be getting affected. This can cause massive amount of pollution. Number 3, the production and the transportation of this energy, it is very costly. And last, but the very important point is, this type of energy resources are exhaustible resources. What is the meaning of exhaustible? If they are depleted, you cannot replenish it again or you cannot reproduce it again. So these are the general 4 characteristics of the conventional sources of energy. Now one by one I am going to discuss about the different types of energy resources, that is conventional energy resources. Before starting this, I want to tell you one thing, that conventional energy source means always the non-renewable sources. Non-renewable means you cannot renew it, you cannot regenerate it. Okay. So, first point, it was coal. Coal is generally combustible stratified rock of organic and mineral matter. Generally, coal is composed of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen and nitrogen. How coal is formed? Due to the sedimentation process, when the decayed animal and plant's body have been compressed. Okay, after this it has been solidified and then coal has formed. Now, the next point is, what are the basic classification of coals? Like on the basis of volatile water, carbon and the moisture, you can classify the coal into 4 broad categories. Number 1, it is anthracite. Number 2, it is bituminous. Number 3, it is lignite. And last but not the least, it is peat. So anthracite, in this coal, it ranks generally first among all the coal, and the carbon content in such coal is more than 90%. And this coal, if you will burn it, they will generally not produce any type of smoke, hardly they will produce some ashes. That's why the anthracite coal is very important and it is suitable to use at your household purposes because of its smokeless activity. Number 2, it is bituminous. In such coal, the carbon content is generally 80%. In steam coal, coke coal, the bituminous is being used, and it is also used for the household purpose or domestic purpose. Number 3, it is also known as brown coal, that is lignite. Okay, and in lignite the moisture content is very high, but the carbon content here is from 50 to 60%, or in some books it is written 70%. So what is the basic use of this? It is also used in industrial purposes and in domestic purposes. And last but not the least, that is the most degrading quality coal, that is peat coal, and here the carbon content is less than 50%, and this coal is generally used in some cases of power generation and to form the or for the formation of fuel. So these are the basic categories of the coal. Now, what are the basic uses or advantages of coal? If you will see one by one, then first point I must say, that is coal is used for manufacturing iron and steel industry. Number 2, coal is also used for domestic purposes. Number 3, the coal is also used for burning the brick and the tires. And last number, the coal that we can use for the brace furnitures or for brace making, and then it is also the source of power for running the machines like trains, ships and dynamos. So these are the basic advantages of coal. And so many variety of chemicals like ammonia and benzol, they are also derived as a byproducts from the coal. What are they? The byproducts of coal are ammonia and benzol. Now, the most important thing is the disadvantages. What are they? Number 1, the calorific value of the coal. That means the energy obtained from the or that is contained inside the coal, that is very less. Number 2, coal is not evenly distributed throughout our country or throughout the world. They are very scatterly distributed. Number 3, due to the burning of coal, so many pollutants, they can be emitted in the atmosphere or in our environment. And number 4, the cost of production and transportation of coal is very high. So these are the general disadvantages of coal. But there is a good news that India ranks 3rd in the deposition of coal. Here I want to give you one more important data, that is the oldest coal field in our country, that is Raniganj, which is in West Bengal, and the largest coal field, it is in Jharia, that is in Jharkhand. Now the distribution. Throughout India, there are so many states where the coal is found. What are they? Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Goa, and some states of Northeast India like Manipur, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram. So this is all about the coal. Now next is the petroleum. So petroleum, this word has been derived from two important words. Number 1, petra. Petra means rock, and oleum, that is oil. So generally petroleum is known as rock oil. Why so? Because petroleum is found as a groundwater, underground reservoirs. Okay. And what are the basic uses of petroleum? Obviously it is also used as in power generation. Petroleum is also used for fuel. In some domestic purposes, we can use it. For transportation purpose, we can rely on petroleum. And the important thing, from the petroleum, we can get so many byproducts. The important byproducts like polyester, synthetic fiber, synthetic rubber, we all can get this. We use in our day-to-day life the Vaseline. That is also known as petroleum jelly, which is a byproduct of petroleum. So the byproducts of petroleum, they are generally used as a material or as a raw material in petrochemical industries. And the most important raw material that is used in petrochemical industry, that is naphtha. Okay. So this is all about the advantages of or the uses of petroleum. Now obviously there is some disadvantages also like coal. Same, the number 1 point, the burning of petroleum, it also causes massive environmental pollution. Number 2, the cost of production. Okay, and the cost of mining of petroleum is very high, that normal people sometimes they cannot afford it. Number 3, they are exhaustible product. Like when you are using it or we are using it continuously, then there will be a day when the petroleum will be vanished. And there are very limited reserves of the petroleum also. Okay, so these are the basic disadvantages of petroleum. In the next class, we will discuss about the natural gas and the hydroelectric power. Till then, thank you and take care.